Last time on Square Roots, we run errands in London, stop crime in Junktown, and have a romantic reunion in Kyoto. Also, Atsuma solves the case of the thieving rodents. Squeak, squeak! Squeak, squeak, squeak! Squeak!
Hi, and welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Matthew Van Zant, and I'm joined, as usual, by the usual suspects, Johnny, ascetic monk Brandon.
I'm an ascetic monk, dude.
I don't know if I'm saying that word right.
I think you are.
Good for me. And Vanessa, the person most likely to correct me when I say words bad.
I'm the aesthetic hunk.
Oh, I should have said that. That's a good one. Anyway, this is a show where we play and talk about your favorite classic RPGs, one chunkarino at a time. And that's not what we're doing this season. Oh no, we're playing Enchanted Arms, a terrible game made, apparently, by morons.
I like that
Wow.
this section has what I would call a low-budget tell, don't show moment, where it's like, look at all this amazing action that's happening. Yep, we're definitely doing that. Here's some sound effects.
Oh, yeah. With the masked man. With the masked mysterious man.
Mysterious man, yeah.
Mysteriously masked Makoto.
That gave me real, what's the name of the game? Xeno... Blade. No.
Gears.
Xeno Gears.
The game that's about a quarter of a game.
It's about 2/3. It's only the last third where he sits on a chair and tells you what happened.
I mean, I know I've made this comparison before, but Xenogears is the video game version of Neon Genesis Evangelion, and that infuriates me.
But in which way? Because it definitely is. I'm not arguing with you. But do you mean in terms of plot and weirdness? Or does Neon Genesis...
I mean the fact that it doesn't fucking end, and that the end of the thing is just like text on a screen.
Oh, really?
I've told you this before, but maybe you've forgotten that the final episode of Neon Genesis Evangelion is text on a screen, my friend. It is nothing. Wow. It is wild.
Is
one
that
of the
why they
most
keep
beloved,
remaking it?
most popular... Yeah, that's exactly why they keep remaking it, Johnny.
Oh, okay.
Why did they do it that way? Did they just get tired of animating it?
I've looked into it before and read about it, but I can't really remember all the details. I want to say that it was mostly due to the creator and writer of the show. Pretty sure that's the guy that went on to direct Shin Godzilla. What's his name? Anybody know?
Nope.
Hideki Anno. Anyway, Hideki Anno, I don't know. I think that it was kind of falling apart at the end. That's Neon Genesis Evangelion. Go read about it if you...
I still want to watch it, but there's, as I famously on this podcast, my problem with that was long shots of landscapes and the sound of, was it cicadas?
Yeah, cicadas.
And I was like, I can't watch this.
It's a show that, like, the first third, because it's only like, well, no, maybe it's 24 episodes. But the first third is pretty brilliant and interesting, and it sets up a lot of mysteries. And then the second third kind of wanders a lot and starts to get a little gross. And then the last third is really gross and also doesn't really end. Nor does it ever really answer any of its own mysteries that it sets up. So yes, that's why they kept making them. I'm not going to keep ranting about Neon Genesis Evangelion. Let's move on.
Ooh. You're solving mysteries and rewriting history, Neon.
And we're going to rewrite history right now by talking about hot gaming news.
Hot gaming news?
I don't know what to tell you.
That's a great segue, man. Vanessa, are you impressed? I'm impressed. I thought it was challenging.
Yeah. Surprising. My jaw's on the floor. Hey, I got some hot gaming news. So my friend Courtney's been playing that Date Everything game, and she decided that she was going to make a new game, and so she made a new game, and then she discovered that there's only one save file in Date Everything, and by making a new game, she had completely erased her old game save file.
No.
Yeah, it was pretty bad news. So I guess it's more of a, like PSA to the people out there. Be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of these games, they only got one save slot.
I can't believe that happened.
I know. I couldn't believe it either. Happened just today.
I'm just going to post something into the thing here. And I want to do a little fashion thing with you and with Matt and Vanessa.
Oh, wonderful.
Let's check out this gallery. There's a gallery below. These are the swimsuits for Street Fighter 6. You don't have to. We don't have to comment. Well, you know what? Okay, start with Aki, the white lady with bluish white. I guess a bikini on and some wraps.
I'd rather start with Cammy. Oh, Cammy, so hot.
Well, we'll get to her. Okay, so Aki's got. Okay, these just seem to go in the same direction no matter which button you click. That's weird.
Aki has like a white. It looks like a 2-piece actually.
It is. Yeah, I think.
It's
With
like
some
a
mummy
halter top.
wrappings.
Yeah.
She's got some extra mummy wrappings.
She has lots of like bandages and wrappings.
John, can you set this up? You said it's Street Fighter bathing suits. Are these new costumes coming?
Yeah, it's a DLC. It's like a bathing suit DLC for the summer. Hot fighter girl summer. So Aki, she's I don't like her nails, but I mean that's kind of her thing. Let's go on next. Chun-Li. She's got a glamorous. I don't like a one piece that goes up your butt. That is my hot take. On men, it's a butcher cut singlet, like a lot of wrestlers use. They're comfortable. You can lounge in those all day, as long as it doesn't go up your butt. In which case, it is extremely uncomfortable, and you feel like, oh, I'm gonna have to wash this the second I take it off. This is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Chun-Li's butt is famously dummy thick, so.
It's not in that picture.
It doesn't look that thick in this picture. No, she's got the thick thighs, but then
her butt is like pancake butt.
It looks very flat, actually.
Yeah, actually, you're not wrong, but I still have to assume that because of her famously dummy thick butt, like where else is that bathing suit gonna go? Doesn't matter what kind of bathing suit she puts on.
I like this look, but except for the thong back, I feel like the thong back is just a bad step.
Mm-hmm.
She's wearing a lot of jewelry for a swim costume.
Next
Agree to disagree with Johnny.
Jamie? I don't know who Jamie is. I guess he's a DLC character?
No, he's one of the new boys.
Oh. He does have some dumb cutters.
Yep, he does have some dumb cutters.
Oh,
I'm
sorry,
not convinced
gum
this
cutters.
is even a swimsuit.
Gum cutters.
Yep, he's got some gum cutters.
Yep.
It just looks like shorts and a red robe belt and a little vest.
This is the Final Fantasy VII problem all over again, where the girl.
I want to say you don't need a red rope belt with your swimsuit, but he does have to carry around those jugs.
Cord? Oh, is he like a drunk fighter?
No, but it's part of his whole. Okay. It's part of his whole technique or whatever.
Kimberly, she has. I don't know. It's kind of an 80s glam look. I actually like it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
High style.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be like 14, so she needs to put on more clothes.
Yeah.
I do like Jubilee vibes.
I like the bolero jacket. As you know what, I'm always a fan of a bolero jacket. You know me, Vanessa.
I do know you. You're always going on about the bolero.
Mm-hmm. I would say so far her look is the best look so far.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
What about Luke? He's kind of
Luke's got Popeye arms, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Stop eating your spinach, bro. You've had enough. Also, you can put your hat on forwards. You can put your hat on backwards. You put it on sideways, and you just look like a dipshit.
Look at his hip muscles, though. They're insane.
He's got a lifeguard bag, by the way.
Yeah.
Grow the fuck up,
It's
Luke.
not a bag. That's a fanny pack.
He's a lifeguard. It's his job.
Mm-hmm.
Is it his job? I guess
his job
shorts
doing
also
massive
have it.
amounts of HGH or roids.
Yeah.
That seems to be his job. All right.
Manon.
Manon. Everyone's favorite French wrestler. Not quite a butt crack thong, but not, I don't know. Like the front, I feel like is a little too much. I don't like that front.
Manon.
I do like the silk shawl. Vanessa, what do you think of Manon?
I don't tend to like super branded fabrics, and it looks like her little wrap that she has on is just branded with like House of Manon.
Yeah.
The M logo over and over again. I don't enjoy that. I don't like it. I don't like it on like Louis Vuitton stuff, and I don't like it here.
Even if it's your
pale pink bob cut though. That hair is sharp.
Yeah, I feel like that's a breakup haircut. But she always has that haircut. Like that's not an option. Oh, is that it?
Johnny, why are you having us look at all this if there's not even a drawing of Zangief here?
I thought there was going to be a Zangief.
It's not all of them though. Look at this. This ends at Manon, but Cammy's there. We see the Cammy one, so maybe there's just more not in the gallery. Can we circle back to the Cammy one because A, she's got a one-piece straw hat on, and B, Cammy. Oh, Cammy.
She's kind of dressed like One Piece. It's a little bit of a One Piece homage. With a bit of Dr. No, the Ursula Andress kind of bathing suit with the white belt. She has a bigger butt than Chun-Li does.
Yeah, she does. I feel like that's just a bad shot of Chun-Li. Everybody know Chun-Li got the biggest butt around.
Yeah, she's got a motor in the back of her Honda. That's what I'm saying. So, moving on. Does anyone else have any good hot gaming news?
Yes, we have a little bit of hot gaming news. The System Shock 2 remaster came out last week, and I played a little bit of it, and I think that it's fucking rad.
Wow.
I didn't play enough to make it a level up, okay? So I just wanted to mention to people that it's out, and it's awesome.
Oh. There's some good sales right now, but I'm not spending money on games. I have so many games. I don't need to. There's like the Steam sales on right now. Listeners, tell us what you got from the Steam sale. I do want to get that Steam Shock.
Don't do that.
Or not Steam Shock, System Shock remaster. So bad, Matt. I do.
Fucking listener Chris sent me a Steam key for it last night. He's
Holy
my
shit.
hero. I
Whoa.
know. It's the coolest thing that anybody's ever done for me in the history of doing this fucking podcast.
Like
he said he was an extra. I don't think he just bought it for me on a whim, but still, really nice, and I'm really thrilled, and I'm going to play the shit out of it. I should probably stream it, and I was thinking about that, but like, when the fuck am I going to do that? I don't have 25 hours per weekend to stream games.
Yeah. Who are you, Jim?
Really, I don't.
Like, I played some System Shock 2 earlier this year for my little Switch review on BioShock. That game is still good. Like, still very playable.
Yeah.
And Vanessa, you gotta have played that. You love those kind of games.
System Shock?
Yeah.
System Shock 2.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like a Deus Ex. It's like
a Deus Ex.
Dishonored.
It very heavily inspired Deus Ex, BioShock, all of those. But it's a little bit more of like a action horror game because you're like lone survivor on a spaceship full of monsters type situation.
Yeah, see that kind of thing. Like, I don't want to be all by myself. I want friends.
Yeah, but you definitely, you have a friend. Her name is Shodan, and she's there to help you.
Yeah,
save the ship. Anyway, it I feel like was one of those games that really pioneered that play how you want style of like you can be a shooter, you can be like a hacker stealthy type person, you can have cool psionic powers. I also have very fond memories of playing it with my sound what was the name
engineer
of that fucking company? my
Sound
Sound Blaster
engineer, Ray.
3D Sound Blaster speakers.
Nice. Did you
And
have
some,
like
little
the little arrangement of those speakers, like the 4?
It was just 4. It was just 4, but I had 2 in front of me, and I had 2 that had little tripods that I would put behind me when I played. And
that's
It was
rad.
the type of game that they spent a lot of time on the sound engineering, so you could really it really worked with that. Where like you'd be walking down a hall and you hear like a moaning of like a zombie monster thing, and you could tell which direction it was coming from, and you'd be like, "Oh shit, I'm not going that way."
Well, that's why I was saying this week when I was playing Enchanted Arms that I love playing games during the day because I don't feel bad cranking up the stereo and getting because I built that surround sound system out of thrift store speakers and stuff. And yeah, that's always really fun. Like I love surround sound stuff. All right, anything else exciting news-wise? Paradox Interactive layoffs. Is that the vampire people? No, that's
they finished Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, and it's all ready, and so they're laying people off now because their project is done.
And that's
that
okay, right, Vanessa?
I don't think it's good to lay people off, but I do think it's good that their project is done. Now, Jim isn't here, but he does theorize that, in fact, the game is never coming out, and the layoffs are indicative of that.
And he bet you money to the
That
Zen.
reminds me. I gotta mail that $10 bill.
I sent you my address again.
You did send me your address. I just don't think about. I never think about it.
Why don't you just Venmo it?
Where am I going to get a crisp $10 bill? Do I have to go to the bank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said crisp $10 bill. I was going to send you a crisp Canadian $10 bill, which you would have liked because it's got it's plastic, it's got a window in it and everything.
Ooh.
I've seen foreign money.
Yeah. Well, fine. Well, Matt's not impressed by
I
anything.
like Canadian money, Johnny.
He's like, that don't impress me much.
No.
Oh, so you're Zangief. All right. I'm going to make out with you. That does impress me.
Speaking of games that just got released, Death Stranding 2 came out last week. I don't think any of us have played it, so I just wanted to mention that and mention that the reviews are fucking fantastic so far. They've actually got me interested in this game, and I don't know how they did it.
I tried Death Stranding, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, the reviews that I read said that it is like leaps and bounds better than the first one, which...
Wow.
I mean, I liked that first one a lot. I just it just requires a lot of time, but I think that I just love that mechanic, the balancing mechanic. And if you don't like that mechanic, you're not going to like that first game. And I found that balancing mechanic just really, really fun. And like all the weird stuff with like the weather and peeing to make mushrooms and just how insane that game was. But it has such a great mood too. It's just a really cool game. Can't talk. Definitely my favorite Kojima game. Snatcher used to be, but then I replayed Snatcher, and now it's Death Stranding. That.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to play it. I'm sorry. It's just what it is.
The Halo developers, Halo Studios, has been working with Outer Worlds 2 to make the combat gooder.
Wow, that's interesting.
I mean, the combat was very Skyrim-y in the first game. So I could see taking a little, some help to make it a bit better. Sometimes that works well, like when the people that made Nier Automata, they got, like, what's the name of that studio that makes Platinum Games to do the combat, and it turned out way better. Like, the combat was so much better. But I like a Platinum Games combat. Like a Bayonetta. It played a lot like Bayonetta. Matt's favorite game.
Yeah, my favorite game of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I also wanted to bring up, this isn't exactly hot gaming news, but there's been a lot of chatter about the upcoming Street Fighter movie reboot and the cast, and it is fucking weird.
I can't. So Jason Momoa isn't playing Zangief. I'd be okay with him playing Zangief. I feel like
he's too small.
I got some weird ones for you. Okay, First up, 50 Cent has been cast as Balrog.
Okay.
They should just call
We
him
have-
Boxer.
Masked country singer Orville Peck. Orville Peck is going to be playing Vega.
Does he always wear a mask when he sings?
Jason Momoa, I have no fucking idea who that is, John.
Oh,
Jason Momoa has been cast as Blanca. WWE star and cousin of The Rock, Roman Reigns, has been cast as Akuma.
Oh.
Reacher star Alan Ritchson, who I do really like, has been cast as Guile.
Huh. I thought he could be a Zangief because he's, like, tall and wide. He'd have to bulk up a bit.
I don't know if he's as tall and wide as he seems in Reacher, though. I think they use trickery.
I think he is large, but I do not think that he's... Nobody's fucking Zangief large.
Yeah, he's 7'2".
And then
something.
we've got Kalina Lianga as Chun-Li and Andrew Koji and Noah Centineo as Ryu and Ken. I'm not familiar with either of them, so I've got nothing to say about that. But just some fucking weird casting. I don't know. It really makes me feel like, can we just not, maybe? What if we don't? You know? What if we don't?
I mean, that first... Why mess with perfection? That first Street Fighter movie
true.
was...
I just watched it recently. It's still a goddamn delight.
It's fun. It is very fun. And you know what? Andrew Bernowski was a pretty good Zangief. I think you can't get much better than that. He's a pretty good actor, and he looked really hot in his little briefs.
He does have one of the better roles in the movie because he gets to do a lot of comedic relief.
Yeah.
Which most of the characters just kind of stand around and fucking eat up space.
He was in Batman Returns as Christopher Walken's son, and he just looked like this weird Hulk son. Like, he was way too big to be Christopher Walken's son.
And finally, a bit more kind of loosey-goosey hot gaming news that we don't have a ton of info on, but there was an announcement that Netflix has picked up another property to add to their slate of cartoon video game adaptations.
It's going to be a premier property that people love, right?
Yes, absolutely. Duke Nukem.
Oh. There hasn't been a good Duke Nukem game since, what, 97?
It's Adi Shankar acquired the rights. It's the guy that did the Devil May Cry adaptation. That was actually a pretty good time. It was good. I liked it. It was fun. It wasn't brilliant, but it was a good fucking time.
Okay, so if you were going to make a Duke Nukem cartoon, would it be like a fish out of water kind of Austin Powers thing where he thinks he's amazing, but he's out of time, and like people are like, you're a loser? Like sort of like the Brady Bunch movies where they were being Brady Bunch, but it was the 90s. Do you think it'd be like that?
I think that would make the most sense.
Yeah.
I think if it tries to cast him as an actual like cool action hero, it'll fall on its fucking face.
Yeah.
He's not cool.
No.
It was most people he's one of those characters like that was I want to say almost positively was a fucking satire to start with, and like just dummies didn't get that.
Yeah.
And so for a brief window, it was like cool.
And he was just like he was like quoting other movies. It didn't have anything original. The only original thing I think he said was, "I'm going to rip off your head and shit down your neck," which he does at the end of the game.
Great. I mean, we'll see.
Oh, he follows through?
He follows through. The ending of the game is you're in the middle of a stadium, and I finished this game. You rip off the big boss's head, and then it just shows him like reading a newspaper sitting on his neck. It was actually a pretty good ending.
Wow.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's probably not a popular opinion, but I think there's certainly potential there for something worthwhile. But that's a real wait and see. But then again, I mean, this is the guy that just did that Devil May Cry that really worked fucking well and didn't play up what's his face, like in the action scenes. what's Devil May Cry character's name? I can't remember. Dante.
Yeah.
In the action scenes, Dante was like a real badass, but outside of the action scenes, he was a fucking cheesy dork who thought he was cooler than he was, for sure.
Wait, so I missed it for a second. I was reading this article. Did you watch that Devil May Cry cartoon?
Yeah, I liked it.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was pretty good. It's funny, and then it's got a lot of heart, and it's got one episode that I thought was absolutely incredible. It does the type of thing like where the animation style completely changes. When you get somebody's backstory, and like it was pretty fucking cool. It drug a little, but like it was a good time. It didn't blow my mind away. I wasn't like, this is the best thing I've ever seen, but I liked it.
For Canada Day this year, there are going to be 3 free games on PlayStation Plus. Diablo 4, which, I'm probably going to pick that up. I like a Diablo game.
I have that. I just couldn't get into it.
Oh. King of Fighters 15, never played that. There's always some beefy boys in those games. And
I'll
Jusant.
play King of Fighters. Excuse me?
What is a Jusant? I've heard of Jusant. It sounds
What
French.
are you trying to say?
Jusant.
Juice haunt?
No, well, like Jusant.
Like you're hunting for juice. Like you want some orange juice. You want some cranberry
Oh God!
juice.
Yeah, you gotta hit that word very accurately, man.
I did. Thank you very much.
Juice.
You didn't have to bring it up.
Juice.
That's why I then transitioned into like orange juice and cranberry juice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He backed it up.
I mean,
did.
that's.
All right, it is a puzzle platformer game. Oh, it's the one where you climb a tower, but it's not it's not like that man. Oh, Matt, did you see that Man Baby game that I'm very obsessed with? That about a beefy boy. Was it the Fail
Man
Son
Baby?
We
game?
talked about it on the show, didn't we?
Matt wasn't there that episode.
I'm sure Matt listened to the episode and
What
he
was it called?
watched
Baby
the video
Steps.
that you were so enraptured
Baby
by.
Steps. It's not so Jusant isn't like a co-op style game, where like people's limbs kind of swing around randomly. Baby Steps is totally that. That game looks amazing.
I believe, not to continue to mention the guy, but I believe Chris suggested in the Discord a game we could do on the show. That's a game that sounds kind of like a co-op type game but it's co-op. Where one person can control one half of the body and somebody else can control the other half.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
And it's more than that though. You have to control the whole body. So blinking, breathing, everything.
I want to do a spy party game with Matt, Vanessa, and maybe Jim if he's there on one side, and then all our listeners on the other side playing spy party with all the listeners being the snipers. I think that would be amazing.
So they would just shoot us full of bullets? Is that...
Have you ever played Spy Party?
Not really.
Oh,
It
is fun, but Vanessa is terrible. I don't know how she's so good at stealth, but I destroy her at that game. She's so bad at it, and I don't understand it, Matt. It's delightful.
Yeah, I want to say maybe you guys streamed some
we definitely
of it
did
a long time ago because I've seen it.
I'm just in the mood to play like multiplayer games with the listeners again.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll talk about that. I played some games with Julio this weekend too.
All right. Well, before we dive into the quest log, since it seems like that's all the hot gaming news we have this week, we should probably plug our cool streams, and I'm going to let Vanessa do that while I make a drink. Bye.
Bye, Matt. We love you.
Do you like... Oh.
It made him smile so big. Aw,
He did. He looked so happy. Hey, Johnny.
Yeah, what's up, Vanessa?
You like your friends?
I do.
You like watching your friends do fun things?
Sometimes, but not South Park.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. If you want to watch Johnny's friends, and sometimes Johnny himself, do fun things, you can watch the Square Roots podcast channel on YouTube. We stream games, and by we, I mean mostly them, but sometimes
Yeah,
me.
you've done plenty
recently,
of streaming.
Yeah. Recently, Matt has been playing Secret of Evermore on Wednesday nights, and Jim played the entirety of South Park Fractured But Whole on random days whenever he felt like it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch Jim's South Park stream, Johnny?
No, I don't. I hated that first game. I'm not going to watch that second game. So
I would say the second game is in many ways worse than the first game.
it has a Casa Bonita DLC, which I got. I love that is my favorite South Park episode.
Yeah.
And a real life restaurant that I'm still angry I never got to go to.
Not yet.
Mm-hmm. But I don't want to cross the border for this. I don't know if you've noticed. I have not been back to the U.S. in quite a while.
I have noticed that, as a matter of fact, and I don't blame you.
I do, you son of a bitch.
Oh.
No.
Anyway, yes, Jim is a fun streamer. I watched him. He was a little intoxicated playing through Silent Hill, and he got soft locked, which was amazing. He had to reset because he went to this apartment you can only go to once, where you have to put your hand in a hole, and he didn't put his hand in a hole to grab a jukebox key and a letter, and he had to do it again. He had to play back
Why?
That's just bad game design.
Why wouldn't he put his hand in the hole?
Yeah. Jim loves sticking his hand in holes.
Yes, I've seen Jim stream Silent Hill 2. That is a game I like watching him stream. I want to stream with Jim Dead Space 3, because that's the only Dead Space I haven't played. And it's multiplayer, so I feel like Jim and I could do some multiplayer spooky games together. And then play Resident Evil 5 and 6. I want to be Shiva, though. Dibs on Shiva. He gets to be boring old Chris Redfield.
I bet he
So
wants to
true.
be Chris Redfield.
He does.
He just can't afford the HGH to look like Chris Redfield.
Okay,
I,
so you can come check out our cool stream on Wednesday nights.
Oh, we forgot to
over
mention
at-
Secret of Evermore.
Nope, Vanessa mentioned it. You can come check out our cool stream on Wednesday nights over at the Square Roots channel on YouTube. Thank you, Vanessa, for the great Secret of Evermore art. I did use it this week, and I retroactively added it to all of those episodes. I cleaned that channel up a bit recently, adding a lot of our weekly streams to specific playlists and cleaning up the front page so it wasn't just a mess of, random videos. And yeah, come check it out. It's a good, fun time. And as we have just mentioned, Jim also has been streaming whole ass games lately. So we'll see if he continues doing that as much as he has been lately. And but before we get into the quest log, we should also mention Bears in Games. Neo.
I was so there is a way you can put other playlists onto your channel front page. So I was trying to get the playlist of me playing Snatcher, but you can't put it's very badly designed. You can't put a link in. I just wanted to put the link to the playlist into there, and you have to search it. And it wasn't, I was searching the exact words you use, like Johnny plays Snatcher, and it wasn't working. Why is YouTube bad?
Yeah, I don't know. Because they don't care. It makes all the money in the fucking world. Why should they do anything with it at this point? That just costs money. Anyway, Johnny recently released a new video about Star Control and Star Control 2 for his history of queer gaming. Is that? I don't think that's the right. Is that what you call it?
Great Moments in Queer Gaming History.
Great Moments in Queer Gaming History series. It was excellent. I suggest you all check it out. It actually made me want to play some Star Control. I'm not gonna.
Wow.
But it made me think about it.
Wow, that is the ultimate compliment, because that's an old-ass DOS game.
It is, and it looked a little too old for me to ever get into. Even the Urquan Masters version. But you mentioned that they may be making a new, or that they're working on a new one, and I'm interested to check that out. And also, even though it didn't seem like you thought it was a very good game, those puppets in Star Control 3 looked fucking fantastic, and I loved that.
Puppets.
And I wish that they would do that. More puppets, please. There should be more puppets in everything. I wish that we could stream and just have puppet versions of ourselves on screen.
I would love that.
Man, that'd be great. We should all take a little puppetry class. Would they be felt, Muppet style puppets? Or would they be like, what kind of puppets? Like hand puppets?
I would like my puppet to be Ministry Duck, or whatever that duck's name was.
Can't be a licensed puppet, Matt. You have to make our own.
How licensed can that thing possibly be?
I don't know what Ministry Duck is, but...
What was it called, Vanessa?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, you do. You were fucking singing the song. Can't get a lot about Jesus.
Oh.
Pardon?
Yes. What is that duck called? Ministry Duck, yeah.
Oh, man.
I thought it was like...
It's not called Ministry Duck. I don't remember what it's called.
I'll look it up. Jim, you talk more about your thing. Johnny, I apologize. I said...
well, I got tattoos, and look, it's Kermit the Frog. Bruh, look at this great tat I got of Kermit the Frog, bruh.
He does have a great tat of Kermit the Frog.
I know.
It is.
I wasn't lying.
Jim is, like, crazy brave. I am not able to commit to even one tattoo, and Jim will just roll up in a place and be like, oh, hey, it's Jim. Give me a tattoo forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Give me some forever ink.
I want my forever ink. Mark me, Daddy.
Pardon? Vanessa.
I'm sorry. I'm just quoting Jim. You can't get mad at me for that.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Jares and
bully
Games
you.
Neo. Go check it out.
I can't deny.
Yep, please do. I'm working on my next video. It's for straights. It's about Need for Speed Most Wanted on the PlayStation Vita, because it's a fascinating game. And that's why I bought that game. It was a little too much. I shouldn't have spent $30 on Need for Speed Most Wanted for the PS2, but wow, that game. The FM, I like a good bad FMV, and that game has so much like low budget Fast and Furious FMV, like with real live actors. It's pretty incredible, honestly.
All right. The quest log. It's the quest log. It's quest log for Jesus. So this week on Square Roots, we're playing more Enchanted Arms, and we're going to talk about that.
I do love a good Enchanted Arms. This chunker, I don't know. I'm still. I guess we'll have to save that for our Squarely Against. But this chunker was not terrible. I enjoyed this chunker.
Yeah, it was.
It was short.
It was short.
It was a lot of cutscene.
It was a lot of cutscene. Mm-hmm. So we start off by giving Tokimune a talking to. I don't remember who that is. Is that the Shogun? Is that one of the sex dolls?
How can you not remember Toke? Because he loves to make moves towards ladies. Vanessa?
Oh my god.
K?
I don't... Yeah?
This episode of the podcast confirms that man fucks his sex dolls.
I mean, yes.
Well, I mean, it's interesting, though, because back in the day, there was a sort of Hollywood trend of doing what you call queer coding of various villains. You can see this in Disney films, amongst others, like Jafar and Scar are both examples of queer-coded villains.
Is Hans Gruber queer-coded?
And, is Hans Gruber queer-coded?
Or is he just European?
I mean, if that Die Hard /fic that I read on the internet is any indication, then absolutely.
Matt, did you take any good stills from this chunker?
I did not.
I forgot to take a still of the toilet, but I recorded it, so I can take a still if I need to.
Great. Gotta get that Trump toilet. So we're gonna give Tokimune a talking to, or this is me leading you into talking about the game, Johnny.
Sorry, I was just putting all my pictures.
I see that
into the notes.
It's fine. You know what? Take your time. Vanessa, how are you this week? How are you feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm very tired.
You said before the podcast started
well.
that you were feeling much better and that you were not tired. It has been 30 minutes.
Well, now that I've been sitting here for 30 minutes, let me tell you. I got sandy eyes. I got weary limbs. It's been hot. Way too hot. I don't like it. I hate the heat.
And you go outside a lot to experience it, or?
Vanessa,
no, I do not go outside at all,
open up
and I
your
will
Vanessa
not go.
notebook and note it is hot where she is.
Mm-hmm.
Where
That illuminates essentially the entire southern hemisphere.
and the West Coast, because I'm on the West Coast, and it is cold and rainy today.
I'm so envious. I want to go home.
It's only
Pretty
been in
great.
the 90s around me.
Yeah, it's I don't know, high 60s, low 70s here, Matt. It's pretty good.
It's been in the
All right.
80s in the evenings.
Yeah. So you go around.
I think it was cooler in Florida than
Yeah.
it was here.
Oh,
It
wow.
happens sometimes. That's how it do be sometimes.
That is.
It
Yeah.
do be terrible.
So there is, if you talk to the bewitching looking woman in the town, I finally took some time to like talk to everyone in the town and find all the chests around Kyoto City. We're in Kyoto City. If you remember last time we
Walks
rescued
from
all
London City.
we rescued all the women from that evil ninja Oboro as he was harnessing their orgone energy.
Oh, right.
A bewitching looking woman says, "There's something wrong with the Shogun preferring golems to real women."
Oh, boy.
So Vanessa was saying that they're queer coding Tokimune, which they are. Like, he talks like Paul Lind? Is that the one we're going with? He's like, "Oh my goodness, all these robot women are, oh, clean my ears, sweetie. I want you to clean my dirty little ears. Oh." And he squeals like a pig a lot.
Oh, that feels so good. I love the ladies. Hubba hubba.
Okay, but he is fucking those robots.
Yeah, people can be bisexual, Matt.
I don't know. That sounds new and frightening to me.
Or pan. Pan includes golems sometimes, right?
People can be little goat-footed gods that
Yeah.
play the flute.
So we go up to visit Tokimune, and he's very mad because we were like interrupting his ear cleaning and everything. Oh no, he was about to have his ear cleaning. He didn't get his ear cleaned yet. And who doesn't love a good ear cleaning? I mean, there's so many ASMR videos based on the idea of ear cleaning.
I need you to move on.
Oh, I've seen those things. Oh,
Not the type I like. I'd rather watch a makeover video. Anyway.
I like a pimple popping video. I don't mind
You know what?
that.
I tried it. I'm like, oh, those are it's just a little too much.
It's not for everyone.
Listeners, do you ever feel like you're hanging out with your friends and they're intentionally trying to get you to leave? You know, like they're dropping hints, like get out, get out. We don't want you here.
I
just want to have a twosome tonight. I think.
I talked to this soldier who was guarding the Tokimune's porn collection. And it was apparently heterosexual porn. Atsuma was very into these pictures.
Johnny, people can be bisexual.
Well, you're right. I'm sorry, Matt.
Or pan.
Yeah.
Also, I've heard some people say, and I don't necessarily disagree, that straight men don't mind a man in pornography. I mean, a lot of straight
But
porn
this-
has men
well-
with, big giant
It's
dicks.
true.
And they're not putting them in there
That's
for the
so
Some
wrong.
ladies.
straight
White,
men
calm
sound like
down.
Paul Lind. Like Dom DeLuise, very effeminate, definitely 100% heterosexual. No stories about him slutting it up at the bathhouses in the 70s and 80s in New York. Nuh-uh. Allegedly.
You said there weren't stories, but now you're saying that there allegedly weren't stories? I'm confused.
Come on, quest log,
Okay,
let's
quest
go.
log.
Quest log, activate!
So we go talk to we scold Tokimune. Although Sayaka's like, "Oh, well, be nice. I will be forced to kill you if you insult Tokimune." And we're like, "Oh, we wouldn't do that. We'll be cool. We'll be chill with him. We respect you, Sayaka." We get in there and like, "You big fat piece of shit.
That's not what they say. Vanessa,
Yeah.
What is Akuma, Akutsu? Fuck, what's dipshit say to him? You sent a screenshot and it made me laugh.
I did send a screenshot. I sent my interpretation of it. But, and I think it's actually, well, Atsuma, like, just says, like, admit that you're trying to awaken the Earth Golem, you bastard. And then Yuki steps in and she calls him a raccoon face. Like, you look like a raccoon. And they keep saying that he looks very raccoonish.
Is this like a tanuki? Because he has more of a tanuki look than a raccoon look. Is that just a localization?
Yeah, I think that it's a translation, localization thing. But yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like Atsuma has solemnly promised to behave himself, and then just immediately that goes out the window. And then when he is called out on it, he's like, "What?
I'm just telling you like it is."
Yeah.
And Sayaka apologizes for bringing these insulting people in, and he's like, a trained monkey can apologize. Are you a monkey, Sayaka? She got very upset, and he banishes her from his service to become and to just sit in the village and think about what she did.
Yeah, she's confined to her village.
This is a frustrating thing, but it is a pretty true to life thing, particularly in ye olden times, and not don't take this the wrong way as me saying that this is a strictly like Asian or Chinese or Japanese thing, but of people swearing some sort of allegiance to like a lord and then being completely unable to ever admit that that person is actually trash.
I feel like
ancient times. I can't think of any modern parallel.
There's been
that's
plenty
fair
of
too, but
like
I don't know that
VIII.
it's quite the same these days.
There's been like several English monarchs over the years who either got syphilis or had mental issues, like Henry VIII famously, like that would make very unsettled proclamations that have very little basis in reality. I mean, obviously we're not comparing this to any current leaders, U.S. border people. I'm just saying this in general, that there have been crazy leaders over the years in all parts of the world who make
but this guy isn't crazy.
proclamations.
He's just corrupt. He's just outright corrupt.
Yeah.
It's like he's not crazy. He's just abusing the shit out of his power.
And can't take even the most mild criticism, or
Well, that's fair.
pretty major criticism that he's
They do call him a
kidnapping
raccoon.
women.
I mean, the worst criticism.
Well, and they say that the ninjas are kidnapping women on his orders, which may or may not. I don't think it is true. I think that the ninjas were just ignoring his orders and doing whatever they want, because he's not scheming anything. He's just fucking his dolls.
Yeah, it did feel like initially the implication was that he was having the women kidnapped for himself, but then that never goes anywhere. And having played this chunker, it's not resolved really. Like why, what, huh?
Why Oberon was,
And all of these characters are going to die, so these are just going to be hanging plot threads.
Yep, they're cut down. This is what happens when you kill people. Like their entire story is just unfinished.
That's a good point, Johnny. We should never criticize media because that's just how real life be sometimes.
Yeah,
Second time tonight I've said that, and I don't know why.
Profound, though.
I mean, I agree with you, Matt. So you finally get kicked out of the audience after insulting him over and over and over again, even though you promised Sayaka you wouldn't. Rygar's like, oh, all right, I'm going to have a talk with my little wifey here. And
it's not that Atsuma is wrong, but it is a real dick move, and as you mentioned, he takes no responsibility or like accountability for it, and instead it's just kind of like, well, I don't know. He's an insufferable character. He sucks.
Mm-hmm. Well, they also get a whole village killed. Or like stabbed. Although everyone seems like non-fatally stabbed, so maybe it's fine. Don't worry. It's fine. It's fine.
The samurais or the ninjas or whoever just came through and gave everybody a poke in the arm,
Yeah.
Like, you did bad. Stab. Now go
They
use
set
your magic
fire
to
some
heal yourself.
roofs. It's fine. So you head over there. Rygar and Sayaka have a moment where Rygar's like, look, I think you're great, but I realize now that he gets a stern talking to by Atsuma first, and Yuki really, really lays it on the line.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
because she's like,
Tanuki is like, go plant a big fat hot one on her lips.
Yeah. A real Sally from Peanuts dialogue. I like it. And everyone pressures her. It's like, you love her. You need to talk to her and correct your woman. Get your woman under control, Rygar. And Rygar's like, all right, look, lady, I have my duty towards Lady Kareen, and I have my feelings for you. And I've learned is that I can't ignore either of these, and I have to take both of these into account in my decisions going forward. And she's like, what? What does that mean?
Yeah, what does it mean? Because it seems to go nowhere.
Well, it means that he will not kill her when she tries to stop us from going into the aesthetic court. She's like, well, Tokimune said you can't, so this is my boundary. This is my job. I'm a court guard / protector, right-hand woman. Is
she?
Yeah, well, so she's a self-assigned one, you find out. Like, she did it out of guilt because her father was, and then he got, like, fired.
Oh, yeah. So what this means is that we just knock her silly instead of killing her when we brush by her and do what we want anyway. Anyway, I've taken my feelings for you into account, and that's why I'm going to continue to do things that are definitely going to get you in trouble and not really care that much. And your family
hurt. Yeah.
And get your village killed.
Yeah. So you do hurt her a little bit. I mean, I'm using all my EX powers and stuff, but just it's like in an anime when a character's not going to get killed and they just get a little dusty.
Had to do this fight 7 fucking times.
Oh,
7.
Man, why?
What?
Times. What do you mean why? She one-shots you.
No, she doesn't.
Two conflicting stories, only one of which
too bad we don't have
true.
a third and a fourth person on this show to give their takes.
At one point,
I didn't see her
she
one
has
shot
this
anyone.
like flower thing, which took what's her face, Kareen down to 1 hit point. That's like the closest I got to death, I think.
She murdered me over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and it was pretty shitty. I did finally manage to pull out a win. Thank you, Yuki, for hiding in the back corner the entire match, and then when everybody else was dead, coming out and taking some pot shots. Oh wait, no,
I did
wasn't her?
Like use Rygar's.
Maybe it wasn't her because I think Yuki was the one that maybe Yuki was a later fight where the enemy kept casting poison on her, and she had ignore poison or whatever. So he kept trying to poison her, and she kept not getting poisoned. And it took me like 5 full minutes. I mean, you know what it was? I think maybe it was the Hydra, or maybe it was the Earth Golem. You know what? We'll figure it out. One of them poisons you, and she just kept shrugging it off and only doing like fucking 10 damage. But an hour later, I won.
There's this insane song by Zagers and Evans called Hydra 15,000. So anytime a game has... I've made you listen to that song before, I think.
That sounds like a made-up person or band. I don't know.
Well, you would know their other... You've seen Cleopatra 2025 or 2525, right?
Fuck no.
Of course.
Do I look like some sort of nerd?
The theme song to that is a riff on Zager and Evans' biggest hit in the year 2525. They changed some lyrics to make it about Cleopatra.
Cleopatra 2525.
Is that a cartoon or a show?
It's like it's one of those.
It's a show.
Yeah, it's
like
by the
Xena
Xena
show.
crew.
You just sang was, I'm pretty sure, the Digimon song. Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions.
I thought it was Key Lime Pie. Mama's little baby loves bebop, bebop. Mama's little baby loves key lime pie. Isn't that what Vanessa was singing?
It's shortening bread First of all, it is shortening bread. It is very clearly not key lime pie. Second of all, I love key lime pie. So good.
I think
we get such good key lime pies around here, y'all.
is
You
it
don't
Garrison
even fucking
Keillor
know.
that kept? Maybe it was Garrison
jelly.
Keillor that would sing it as key lime pie.
Garrison Keillor loves key lime pie.
Anyway, so that was the
Rygar
song.
beats his
No.
fiance into a coma.
In the year 2025, if mankind is still alive, if woman can survive, we will find. Bum, 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 bum. It's a great song. What a great
Bum,
song.
bum, bum. It sounds like a Rush song.
Wasn't Gina
Yes.
Torres on that
Geddy
show?
Lee, one of the members of that band.
That'd be like, in the year 2525. You know, it's got to be a lot higher than that. Anyway.
I remember there were 3 of them. There were
Yeah,
3
there was Cleopatra.
Cleopatras.
She was a exotic dancer from the 90s who got like frozen in time and wakes up in this
Excuse me?
post-apocalyptic. Yeah. Look, this was like a Baywatch style jiggle show. Like it was a futuristic jiggle show. And so now robots cover the
all right.
earth and they're keeping humans underground.
So you're saying that they cast just so that we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Cleopatra 2525. Now she's a blonde white girl.
Yes. Oh, 100% she is. But Gina Torres isn't, and she's one of the hot ladies. And then there's the other one. There's the blonde. She looks more like Luc Besson, like La Femme Nikita style. Like she's got a severe bob.
Yeah, severe bob.
Yeah. And Gina Torres is Gina Torres, and she sings the theme song, which is great.
Wow.
Anyway, back to the game. Why do you guys keep talking?
The costumes are great.
Vanessa, this show is fantastic. It's very bad, but it is an enjoyable kind of bad. Like if you like that would be something Matt could watch with Connor and enjoy. I think because it's very silly.
I don't think
Try
Connor should
not
be
to
allowed
show
see
him
this
too
Right, it
much
is-
smut.
Yeah, well, it's not. I mean, it's a Xena style show. It's just that it's more like I guess it's like imagine Xena in the future crossed with Baywatch. Is that smut?
It sounds like it.
Okay, so
Look at their costumes in the chat, though,
I
Matt.
googled it. I saw.
wow, yeah, she is a
Those
redhead.
boots. What's up?
And there's that severe bob. She does look like a blonde Amelie.
Boy, that redhead's got some gum cutters, doesn't she?
Uh-huh.
What do you do with those gum cutters, baby? Johnny, that's my favorite thing that you've come up with in years. Gum cutters. I love it.
So anyway, what a great show. It's a lot of fun. There's blonde Emily. We get into the aesthetic court because Sayaka is a pushover. As no one had any problems with
Yeah.
this
The
easy fight.
Shogun did specifically say we're not allowed in there anymore, but we just kind of do it anyway.
Well, we do. We push her over.
Well, fiance tries to stop us.
Yeah, she does.
Beyonce's in this game?
Yeah. She says that all the single ladies are guarding this gate. Although I guess she isn't single. She's engaged.
Fiance.
Oh, Beyonce. I was going to say, is she wearing regular jeans? Like, I don't get it, but now I understand.
So you, but then she's like, "Well, strike me down, Rygar. Kill me now, or do what you have to do." And Rygar's like, "Well, no, I said I'm not going to let you anything happen to you other than me stabbing you and shooting you with magic a bunch of times until you fall over. But now I still love you, baby. Come on, don't worry about it."
Yeah. She's just severely wounded. She can stumble on back to the village.
No, she just has anime dust on her. It was that kind of fight. It was the kind of fight where you just get a little dusty.
Yeah.
There's no blood. So we then go into the aesthetic court, which is a big forest realm, and we're like, wow, this is a forest, and yeah, the guy explains it, but you have to go cross some swampland and stuff to get to the guy. And you get to him and he's like, "Yeah, dude, it's like, hey, it's me. I'm the aesthetic monk. Like, what's up?"
I love him. I love how he looks. I love how he talks. I
He's
love
like a
everything about him.
Michelangelo, dude. He's a skater or a surfer, brah. And
he has a hat that covers his whole face, and then he has two, I guess they're not just feathers, they look like wings. He looks like he's like stapled bird wings to the back of his head. And they come out one side, and then he has robes that has a little peekaboo window for his chest, and huge fuzzy brown pom-poms.
I'm not working
on it.
out every day just to not show it off. So, like, why don't I have a little bit of a reveal going on? I don't understand the problem here.
And Atsuma's like, whoa, I didn't think you'd be like this.
He does have those big prayer beads, like those big Japanese prayer beads. I love his hat. It's like a little bird nose almost. He's got a staff with lots of rings on it. He's got some makeup on his cheeks, little lines. I think you see stuff like that in Princess Mononoke.
And he doesn't want anything to do with you because you're filthy foreigners. It's like, none of you are from Kyoto. You all suck. Get the heck out of here. I'm not going to teach you to do anything. But then they mention fiance, and they're like, oh, we should have brought fiance. And he's like, oh my god, you know Sayaka? Well, this changes everything. Okay. Come with
and
me.
He's like, this is going to be important training for you. So, it's going to be about you and you alone. And then, and Rygar, are you prepared to kill Atsuma if he can't control his arm? Rygar's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I got
more than happy.
I am waiting for my opportunity.
Ready.
I'm glad you guys like this aesthetic monk bit. I thought he was annoying and dumb and lame. And he looked stupid.
Oh, I like him. So he says, your training is just to go to the aesthetic monk's shrine, which is in the woods here, and then go pick up this piece of cloth on his altar and bring it back. And that will be enough to show me that you have mastered control of your abilities and your powers and your arm. So why don't you do that, buddy? And
is this an anti-masturbation PSA? Do you think? Is that what's going on here?
I hope not. You know what, Matt? You might be right, because think of how they villainized Tokimune for using sex toys.
That's true. And, they do often mention that you need to eat a big bowl of bran in the morning. Like every other fucking sentence in this game is like, make sure you start your day with bran.
Pornography's sapping your testosterone and making you inefficient. I don't know. I've never watched any of those no-fap things because they just seem like bullshit.
That's why you need to buy my testosterone supplement, obviously.
Oh.
It
look
only
at us.
costs $200 a month.
We both have so much testosterone, and we are successful. We're attractive. We have
I'm neither of those things.
We have men or women just clawing their way to both of us. People just are so into us because of the testosterone energy that us high T men really emit.
Yes. I don't know why you're rizzing me up like this, but it's working. Like, I'm ready to go out there and fucking get it, boy. Get it. Ugh.
That's why we're hustling
out now, do you think?
Yeah, let's go work out, bruh. I'm gonna.
Okay, you boys
I'm gonna
have
do.
fun. Bye.
It's leg day for me. I'm gonna do squats. I'm gonna do lunges.
Now Vanessa's feeling like I was feeling earlier when you guys were talking about ear cleaning and pimple popping. Like, I guess they don't want me around.
I don't like the ear cleaning videos.
Oh, now it's boys' night. Ugh.
Anyway, Matt, so Matt's T supplements, what are they called? And the T's are like capital T's?
Yes, the T's are capital T's. Matt's T supplements, bro. It's going to make you jizz so hard. Wait, no, that's Blue Chew.
But you can't jizz because you got to harness that T energy.
Oh, you...
You're allowed to jizz if you're with a woman to repopulate
Is that
the
the
earth.
only circumstances in which I'm allowed to jizz?
I don't understand the MRA movement.
Yeah.
I don't either, Johnny.
Anyway.
It just seems to be like a sad, sad thing that spawned up from a bunch of guys that, you know what it is, Johnny? I think that maybe television convinced a lot of really sad men that they were going to eventually find some nice model to settle down with. And then when it didn't happen, they all kind of went on the internet and formed a gang.
Oh, I understand all about it because as a woman, this kind of stuff has been happening for years. What they do is they make up something that's wrong with you and then make up something that will fix this imaginary problem and then sell it to you. It's all
and then
just
you can
commerce.
have like a hot
There's
wife like a Kevin James or Ray Romano or
Homer Simpson or Peter Griffin. Let's be honest. This is mostly people that jerk off to cartoons.
That's true.
But much like the beauty and diet industries, they don't actually want these young men to be happy and successful because then they'll stop buying their products.
I learned today that the majority of Americans get their news from Joe Rogan. What? Like it's the most popular news source?
John,
come on.
That cannot be an accurate statement.
Let me find that.
Maybe he has millions of listeners, but there are hundreds of millions of people in this country.
Oh, for young men.
I still don't think that could be an accurate statement.
Well,
he does not have that many fucking listeners.
I
know he's got a ton. I'm gonna look it up. How many listeners? 14.5 million followers on Spotify, and all I'm trying to say is that there's a lot more young men than that in the country.
18% of men 18 to 45 selected long form. Oh, okay. No, that's not what the survey actually said. That's interesting. So it's just a 18% of men 18 to 45 selected long form podcasts like the one hosted by comedian Joe Rogan. And the Ruthless podcast is the most trustworthy and honest source of information about politics and government. Like ours. Right?
Yeah, we're a long-form podcast.
You know, if you want to try and put a shine on this turd, you could say that a lot of men mistakenly fall for the trap that, well, these guys are down-to-earth idiots, and so they can't possibly be, like, lying. Those men are wrong, but, you know, you can try and convince yourself.
So you got to go through this dungeon. This dungeon has about 8,000 encounters, random encounters, every 3 steps or so.
Yep.
I think this might have the highest encounter rate since Final Fantasy IX.
I've gotten extremely tired of the combat in this game. It's not doing anything for me. It is bland. It's not bad, but it's bland.
My problem is that the auto battle deliberately doesn't choose the most efficient method. So, like, usually the first round, you have to do it yourself because auto battle will, like, kind of fix stupid abilities. Yep. And then the second round, when there's only 1 or 2 people left, you can auto battle.
Oh, I haven't tried that. I gave up on auto battle because it always made me take more damage than I needed to, which resulted in losing more VP. Hopefully I can go back to that fucking desert junk city soon and get that VP thing.
Yeah. So, you make it through these 8 million encounters. You have to find 3 Energon cubes scattered around. But this isn't a Zelda dungeon. This is a branching. There's 3 branching paths basically. You have to do a little swimming, but it's fine. It's fine. It takes. Well, the only thing that made this take a while is the random encounters.
At least they do scatter a couple of extra branches with treasure chests around.
It's true.
I mean, they're not good dungeons, but they could be worse.
I feel like the one super long branch behind the shrine that I took ended up giving me like 1,000 TB, and I was so
No, it was like 8,000. No, it was like 8,000 TB,
8,000?
and I was legitimately like, holy shit, that's the most I've ever seen. You know what it does not do? It does not allow you to purchase new weapons very often, and that annoys me.
I've just been using all my all my SPs to boost up the parameters. Like
I always save 5,000 SP on each character because that seems to be about the max of a new skill. But otherwise, I also just boost up the parameters. But I haven't gotten a new weapon since like before Junktown. Like it's just
what level are you?
It's just cheapy and fucking boring and lame. And I complained early in the series about this. It does that thing where there's no shops in these towns. There's just these icons on the map that are a shop that'll be in dungeons and they're everywhere, but they never have anything new. So it's just, oh God, it's so fucking lame.
Is this, I guess Final Fantasy 13 kind of took this style of dungeoneering because the shops are just little floating things. Yeah.
It's a big detriment to these games, I think, because it's not just shops, but like these towns that you go to in this game, there's nothing. Like maybe you'll find a treasure chest or two, which, I'm glad that they do that at least. But none of the people are worth talking to. There's certainly no side quests. It's not like you're going... I mean, even Grandia 2, which wasn't much better. Each new town had a new shop and it had new weapons, but at least each new town had a new shop and it had new weapons. This is just... You're just constantly running into these shop icons on the map, and there's never anything there. There's golems. I don't even need golems. I have 4 party members.
Yeah. I think is the biggest flaw of this game is there's no golem. I feel like Yuki and Atsuma should have golem slots, but that would mean that the field would have to be bigger, but I think the field should be bigger anyway, so there's more strategy.
Yeah.
That would be my revision to this game. Make Yuki and Atsuma the golem masters, because that makes sense, right? Like he went to golem school and she's self-taught. I don't know, just make the game a bit more interesting, and then you could use all these golems.
Yeah, because it doesn't really seem like there's a point to the golems in the
like
game.
in Pokemon, you get to fight with the Pokemon.
I mean, you can fight with them in this, but I agree. And, I think we've seen a lot of other games do this. I mean, let's be honest. It's ripping off Pokemon, and a million games have done this.
Well, I mean, Dragon Quest did it first. And, what's that game?
That's a good point, but let's
Shin
be
Megami
honest.
Tensei.
It doesn't matter if somebody else did it first. What matters is who popularized it.
That's true. So this,
but the point is that it is very rarely is this any good, and it's just nothing. I haven't synthesized a golem in 2 chunkers of this game. No, that's not true. I did get that one like Daisy one last week because it had the parameter booster, and I needed an extra party member for 30 minutes.
Keep up with all the synthesizing just for funsies?
I don't.
Oh, well,
yeah.
I do. Just for funsies. So,
but that's my point, Johnny, is that you don't have to. It's nothing. No. It's a nothing addition to this empty game.
So
Except that Pizza Golem is one of the iconic
I will
video
give
game
you that.
characters.
I will 100% give you that. And don't forget about that weird glass clown.
Mm-hmm. And
remember the promise that this game started with?
I called him Pingling.
The first chunker of this season, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not loving this so far, but like, it's not bad. It's got some fun stuff. And now it's been 5 chunkers later, and I'm like, nope, nothing good. Not a single thing good has happened.
I miss Saxophone
Man.
Man.
To see him in this chunker.
Well,
He's got ninja stars now.
I miss him being with us.
Yeah, I am personally. I'm hoping that Karen dies and that Makoto rejoins the party.
What about Sayaka?
I mean, yes, Karen or Rygar can die and be replaced by Sayaka. I hate to admit it. I've said this before. I don't like the character, but Yuki can hang around. Okay, she's handy. She's great. Just for the way she deals damage, she's a great character in your party. I hate her, but you know what? Replace her. Just give me somebody else that can stand on the back line and do damage to 6 guys at once.
So we go through this shrine. We get the Energon cubes. We activate the little dragon bridge. That's pretty cool. As soon as you step on it, he starts getting some shooting pain in his arm, which is not a heart attack. It's the arm reacting to golems. There's 2 golems inside the shrine. But at first he doesn't even mention that his arm's reacting. I'm like, oh no, he's not going to do this like nothing's wrong thing. He only does the nothing's wrong once. And I was glad, because if he'd been more like hiding the pain, I would have been so annoyed with this game's writing. Like, we all know your arm hurts when golems are around. Stop hiding this fact. And
well, just judging from the character art, I mean, every time it happens, he looks like he's shitting his pants. So, like, you know that the people around him know what's going on. But also, it's that zombie movie thing where, like, oh, of course, somebody got bit and is hiding it from everybody else.
Mm-hmm. I love in Community when like half of them got bit and we're hiding it.
The doctor, what's his name?
I'm special.
From the pottery episode. That's the best.
I was thinking
I was special.
I was thinking about that episode because I really like the pottery episode. I really like the voiceover of Jeff's mom being like, you're going to be really good at 1 or 2 things, and then okay at some other things, and then really bad at the rest, and that's normal. You're completely normal. You're just a normal, average person. And then and that's like the sweet, heartwarming end to the episode, but then it pans over to the doctor. Why couldn't you have died in that Ferris wheel fire? You're a doctor, but you couldn't save your brother's life. It should have been you there.
Oh my god. I watched that episode of Community with my kids, and I really I didn't look at them and say but I definitely was like, she makes some good points, guys.
That you can't be good at everything. Except for Vanessa.
I mean, she's terrible at going up and down stairs, from everything. What I've heard.
Matt!
I'm getting better.
Just saying, I've never broken my fucking leg.
Wow.
Oh no. Is she gonna misery me? She's gonna misery me, isn't she?
Well, you kind of deserve it there, buddy. You were making fun of her for breaking her leg.
I deserve much worse.
Yeah. So,
I actually genuinely thought you were making fun of me for just my slowness he was making fun of you for breaking your leg when I'm not wearing.
No, it was a breaking your leg thing. But you know what? That does remind me of how you used to scoot up and down the stairs on your butt, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Listen, we all do embarrassing things, okay? Sometimes when it's really late and I've woken up in the middle of the night, I just sit down to pee. I don't want to go through the effort of lifting the seat, aiming. Just have a seat. Who cares?
I do that every night, Matt, and I don't think there's any shame in it.
My toilet's too small for that.
Excuse me? How do you poop?
Small.
Does it have a joke hole just for farts?
It does. Anyway, you go to the shrine and there's a Hydra there. Hydra 15,000, just like the song that got removed from YouTube, so you can't listen to it anymore. Even though it's a hilariously weird 60s psychedelic dystopian future song for some reason. I love those. Same within the year 2025. So you fight the Hydra. Again, not an issue. Oh, Matt, did you die 18 times to this Hydra?
It was either the Hydra or I think it was the Earth Golem, actually, because that's the one that you can't damage at first, right?
Yes. And you never get to damage a lot.
No. I didn't have any trouble with the Hydra. But immediately after we had to fight the Earth Golem, and that one was a real fucking hassle for me. He kept killing me. But as I said, finally, earlier, at the end of the fight, everybody was dead but Yuki, and he just kept trying to poison her. And he couldn't. So, I don't know. I felt like the computer lost its mind. Like, it was like, no, I'm going to fucking poison this girl. And all I could do was do, like...
I died to the Earth Golem once.
Whoa.
So, that, you know what I realized I should have used is the EP drain. I should have equipped that on Kareen, because that would have taken care of him gaining up enough EP to do that heavy attack that really smooshes everybody, especially Yuki. Mm. So I just had to, I have a bunch of the God's Nectars, so I just used a lot of God's Nectars to keep everyone at full health.
So you're saying that because you cheated the system by making yourself a millionaire at the casino, these fights were easy for you. The rest of us fucking plebes who try to play these games straight like men.
Wow. Look, if
I'm
they
a
didn't
real
want you
gamer.
to use that casino, they wouldn't have put it in the game.
Yeah. Remember when we played Suikoden and I think I spent an hour in that fucking, what was it? It wasn't a casino.
It was a
else.
shell game. Wasn't
Yeah,
it? Or was
a
it a
shell game.
Yeah.
Just reloading my save, my save.
It's exactly like that, but you can make way more money doing roulette because you can have like 16-1 odds and stuff. And, you know. So you then defeat the Hydra, and then you grab this piece of cloth. He has a little internal monologue because he keeps like arguing with his arm. His arm's like, I'm going to control all of you, you stupid boy. And he's like, no, I can say what I want. I'm in control of my destiny. He's like, well, look who else is here. The Lord of Earth. Hey, buddy, it's me, the Lord of Earth.
That's right. They're real friendly at first. Like, hey, bud, what's going on? I guess I'm going to have to squash you, but, no, nothing personal. I got to do what this arm says. This arm could probably would probably have a much easier time if he was just cool with Atsuma.
Yeah, he should have been
like,
Venom.
Hey.
Imagine if he was just Venom, like becoming besties with the rest of his body.
Mm-hmm. Besties with the resties.
Eddie, is that his name?
Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Look at my giant tongue, Eddie.
Let's make out with myself.
Yeah, his tongue is so long, he can turn it around and put it back in his mouth and French kiss himself.
Yeah. Does this feel good, Eddie? You like this?
That shit has never made any sense. Who eats the heads? Do those end up in Eddie's stomach? Is he a cannibal?
No, I guess it was because the symbiote has its own physiognomy, right? So it just like absorbs it into his symbiote.
But
juice.
then its face peels back and it's Eddie's face right there behind the mouth.
It goes inside his tum-tum and like coats it with a layer like Pepto-Bismol, and that part of the symbiote. And plus the symbiote has to live somewhere when he's not visible, so it must be his tummy, right, Vanessa?
Yeah. He lives in his tum-tum and just pokes out when it's time for symbiotics.
Anyway, so that's how so he has a real Venom style conversation, but the arm isn't chatty, isn't friendly, just seems kind of bossy. And
Yeah, he's bossy.
Atsuma's like, "Oh, fuck you! You can't. I don't have to do what you tell me." And then he takes the
Rage Against the Machine starts playing.
Yeah, he takes the cloth. And he's like, I did it. And then he's like, hey, Rygar, were you going to kill me? It was a pretty close call, huh? And Rygar's like, oh, yeah, I thought about killing you on numerous occasions. One of the best lines in the game. But he didn't. And Atsuma passed the quest. He brings a piece of cloth back to the ascetic monk who's like, oh, yeah, great job, buddy. You did it. He's like, what? Nothing? I don't get a reward? Well, I guess your arm has a power. Then it cuts to a screen saying, Atsuma's arm has a new power. I laughed pretty hard at that.
Yeah.
That was a good joke.
It has a weird name, and I can't remember what
Gaia?
it is.
It's like force...
No.
Force...
Yeah, yes.
Force pain.
No, it's like pain,
Yeah, force
pain
pain.
focus or
Yeah.
something.
Is
Force pain.
Atsuma Jedi?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I don't think force pain is
Sorry,
a tool
clearly
of the
you
Jedi,
haven't played
Matt.
any. I mean, I know that you've played KOTOR. Force pain is definitely a power.
Force pain is a tool of the
she got me.
Sith.
Matt, are you a Sith?
I mean, no. Please ignore my red lightsaber. It's fine. I just like red. Red can be my favorite color.
More like a red flag
So
saber.
I guess you can't, if you're a bad guy, you can't attune with any of the other colors. You can't like put a different color on as a bit.
if you do, it turns
Damn
red.
these Kyber crystals not turning the color I want. I
think
turned
that
mine.
they fucked up when they decided that lightsabers could be like any color. It was a neat idea at first, but frankly, it gets silly. It just got silly.
I like making them like pinky purple in games where you can choose any color.
I'm just saying when you
I got 3 kyber crystals. 2 of them are in my closet, and one of them's in my lightsaber. You can swap them out.
Vanessa, you haven't seen my new video yet, but I do have a cutscene. I show a cutscene. I should have shown more of a Jedi lady who I called Zarati for reasons that I explain in the video. But she is talking to Bastilla Shan's granddaughter, I guess, who's the Jedi. She's the Jedi Master. You would have gone crazy for all that. You're like, Bastilla Shan's granddaughter. I got to play this game with Johnny, my best friend.
I intend to watch your video tomorrow, Johnny.
I'll play SWTOR with you sometime, but I'll do that for a bonus next time my turn comes around.
So we got a new power, but the fucking city's on fire.
Yeah, Sayaka, we did.
Doesn't the ascetic monk have a conversation with us first, where he's like, "Well, you see, that's my daughter."
No. At this point, he's
later?
like, "Oh, how is Sayaka? Is she as beautiful as always?" And Etsu was like, "Yeah, she's super hot." And Rygar's like, "Hey, buddy, hit on me some more, Rygar."
Sometimes there's a fire in your eyes.
So he asks about Sayaka. He's really excited to know that she's doing well. And you head back, and Sayaka's village is on fire. Her dad / grandpa has been stabbed. Yeah. And he's like, all right, Rygar, save Sayaka. So you go to Sayaka, and she's really injured. She's fighting 3 ninja, and they kick back again. And then Oboro shows up, and you gotta defeat Oboro and his ninja, and he keeps summoning ninjas into the fight. But you know what? He can't stand the force of force pain and all my other moves because he's a wimp.
Mm-hmm. I just ignored his ninja buddies and hit him until he died.
Oh no, it's not. He doesn't summon more ninja. He does the ninja splitting thing.
You're right.
Yeah.
But you can. Oh, it's weird because It's weird because, first of all, he doesn't move spaces. Mm-hmm. And second of all, you can just go look at their health, and the one that has a lot of health, but some of it's gone, is the one you need to hit. It's not complicated. Oops. There's one character with 5,000 hit and 1,000 hit points are gone, and then there's 2 characters that look the same but have 800 hit points apiece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but who has time to go look at every single monster on the board? Not me. But I got through it anyways. So I have now, and I realize I need to put, I think it's Kareen that has the EP drain. I got to put that back on because that stops people from doing their big moves and is super useful. So Matt, if you're having problems with bosses, I suggest you equip that on Kareen and use that on the bosses so they can't build back their mega attacks because they have an EP as well. Anyway, so
yeah,
Sayaka.
We go back to Kyoto City.
Well, you take Sayaka into her house, and then Grandpa's like, "Yeah, I'm not really her dad. I'm her grandpa. Her real father was Lord Tokimune's right hand man, but they got into an argument and he got banished, and that who knows where he is now. It's very hard to say, but that's why Sayaka feels bound by duty to serve Tokimune because her father failed Tokimune. And Sayaka's injuries are non-life threatening, so she has a little nap, and then the next day we all decide to go to confront Lord Tokimune.
Oh yeah. And Grandpa lets Rygar sleep in the house this time.
Yay! So we go to Tokimune's house, except this time it's like, well, we can't march in because the guards are going to be, on high alert.
This was the fucking pits, is what it was.
And Mystery Man shows up. He's like, well, I've got an idea. And meet me at the gates. And you meet him at the gates, and he pulls the old stormtrooper has a prisoner thing, and the prisoner's Chewbacca, except this time we're all Chewbaccas, and Atsuma does not understand the plan.
No, why wouldn't he tell you first, though? Why wouldn't he just tell you first? He must, if it is Makoto, he knows that Atsuma is a moron.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Well, Matt, who's to say? But it still works. The guards are
the
like
bad
"Oh,
writers
that's
of this
weird."
game. The guy that made fucking Dark Souls, that's who. Do you know why Dark Souls and Demon Souls and Bloodborne and Elden Ring have very little in the way of like out and out plot and instead rely mostly on just like
Item
little things to move the
descriptions?
plot
Yeah.
along? Item descriptions and the occasional NPC who will say like one thing, because after this game they realize that they can't fucking write.
All right. So we go back and we get he pulls the old Chewbacca's a prisoner thing and gets us through the gate, and then the rest of this happens in a shot of the city or of the palace, but you hear and they describe what's happening as the mystery man does defeat all the guards, and there's little screen flashes. They didn't have time to animate all this, but he like tricks the guards and then
it occurred
them.
to me in this chunker that the only cutscenes that are animated are the cutscenes with the Queen of Ice.
Yeah, I think you're right. Huh. Well, that's wild.
Yeah, no, I mean, is it? Because they're like, we want to animate Tits McGee, but otherwise we don't care.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that later. So there's there's nothing here. This is just voiceover and the characters standing in their usual positions, the little 3/4 view of the characters that are talking. He gets through the palace. He doesn't join you. He's like, sorry, guys.
Listen, you're undercutting this. It happens 3 times. And what happens is for example, the first time they do the whole prisoner thing. And then when the cutscene ends, you're just at the entrance to the palace. And then you go up to the next level and they cutscene again and they do the off-screen fight. And then when you get through when that's over, you're just through the door that you would have gone through. You don't progress. You don't go anywhere that you wouldn't have gone if they had not added this in. This is nothing. It contributes nothing to this game. It doesn't move you along. It doesn't do anything other than what would have happened if you had just walked through the fucking door. It's insane.
So you go through this door, and then you go up to Tokimune, but he's alarmed to see you and calls his guards. And his guard, Vanessa, why don't you describe the entrance of his guards? Probably the best scene in this game, in this chunker.
What are they called again?
Kunimatsu? No, It's like Kunimitsu, but they're not Kunimitsu. Kuni something.
I don't remember what they're called, and I can't do this verbatim unless it is in the notes.
I could do it verbatim. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Do we need to do it verbatim?
So he has his little sex doll, Kunoichi, and he summons 3 more of them. They jump into view, and then they do a little special chant, which Johnny is going to do for you now.
Tokimune, our Lord, commands us.
Not mess up your edit.
K, keep his wishes fulfilled. Moo, moody all year round. Heart, nay, never shall he be harmed. Heart, heart. Tokimune bodyguards. What a cheer. I was very into this. Mm-hmm.
It's
These are sex
fantastic.
slaves, and I don't like it.
Well, are golems sentient?
They seem to be.
The Queen of Ice is.
Devil
Are you
Golem
saying that
seems
Pizza
to be.
Golem is not sentient?
Pizza Golem literally told us to eat his
It's
face. I
true.
don't think he knows what's going on.
I don't think they're sentient. I think they're just like little sex dolls. You know, that say things like, "Put your penis in my mouth." Oh, you're such a good lover. You know, like they say whatever they've been programmed to say. They're like some kind of automaton that takes.
You guys are going to make
change.
this gross, creepy thing that's in this game into like some sort of kink that I guess I'm not allowed to shame, and I refuse. I refuse this fucking stance. This sucks. It sucks and it's gross.
Has a song about automatons that is non-copyright infringing and doesn't reference any canceled people because it's its own thing, right, Vanessa? How's it go?
It's its own thing. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. The automaton's at the door. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. The automaton's here for more sexy time with their owner, Tokimune.
Yeah. So he does
really
heal
fell
them.
apart at the end.
That's the only problem with this boss fight. So you have these 4 ninja girls attacking you, and he can raise them from the dead. He is the healer. You know what? You hardly ever see a boss fight where the boss is the healer, and I was happy to see that.
Yeah. You know, but it's like, I have the same problem with my own party and healing and resurrecting people, which is that they don't come back with much health and always immediately get re-knocked, and that is annoying. And at least when the enemies do it, it's fine because it doesn't take much to fucking kill them again, but...
Right. At least it's not a double standard. It's even both ways. So you defeat Tokimune, but Oboro shows up to save Tokimune's life. He's like, "Oh, you called, my lord?" And he's like, "Yes, please save me from these bad people." And
they called me a raccoon.
Yep. There's a smoke bomb, and he disappears. And then Karin's like, "Well, I know palaces, and palaces have secret passages. So he's probably escaped through a secret passage. I assumed it's going to be behind the throne." And it kind of was. What? Oh, because she knows palaces because she's a princess.
Yeah.
So it turns out that the secret passage is not in the throne room that I spent 10 minutes trying to figure out where
I did the same thing.
Was.
Because you are in front of the door and the smoke bomb is in front of you. So how did they get around you?
But it's in his sex doll room. But now that his sex dolls are all dead.
You finally get to go. I mean, that was my first thought when I couldn't find an entrance in the throne room was, oh, I bet I can get into that sex room now.
Yeah, because we killed his
also, it is
dolls.
just a bedroom. I don't know why they were so adamant about you not going inside of it before. It's just a bedroom.
Well,
it's just got a bed.
I mean, most
dude's got to sleep.
Yeah, especially if you're like a
go
king
in
or
your
queen.
bedroom
they're
at
gonna,
random,
they're gonna
do
poop
you?
on your sheets or something. Yeah,
they
look
will.
At
They'll
in
poop on
January
them.
6th when they got into Nancy Pelosi's office. Yeah, and you don't
Pooping
think that
is the
people
first
would be
thing they
pooping
did.
in Tokimune's bed? Grow up, Matthew. Mm-hmm. But it's not his bed.
Up.
It's a nice bed, but that's not where the secret passage is. The secret passage is under his golden toilet. I investigated that last. I was like, it's not going to
Trump toilet.
Is it? It's the Trump toilet. And you investigate the Trump toilet, and Karin is very not into this idea, but you have to anyways. And there's
you got to stick your arm in it to find the switch, and it's gross. Mm-hmm. And the camera lingers, and you slowly shove your arm in there.
That's
and
Silent Hill.
Your character model keeps going like,
Yeah, that's Silent. That's Silent Hill.
Sorry, I was also watching Jim's Silent Hill play.
Oh, good. You know what I realized, Matt? Because I still have the thing on screen as I'm streaming with you, or as I'm recording this. The achievement you get for defeating Tokimune is suspicious movement.
Okay.
Get it?
No.
Bowel movement?
No.
It's the toilet.
But you get that for defeating him.
Yeah, I know, but it's still, that's what it's referencing, right? That's a reference to his secret toilet. Suspicious movement.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's a reference to his toilet. So you go through his toilet. Meanwhile, cut to Oboro. Oboro's like, oh, so do you have like the magic core with you, or like do you keep it in a box, or where is this magic core? And he's like, oh, it's the safest place in the world. Don't you worry about where this magic core is, you silly Billy. And Oboro's like, yeah, but I mean, we're friends, right? You can tell me where the magic ore is. I just want to make sure it's safe. Oh, it's so safe. Don't even worry, sweetie. It's as safe as anything.
How long are we going to listen to you sit here and have a conversation with yourself?
Another 2 lines. And then Oboro's like, well, you could tell me. He's like, fine, it's inside me. Like, every emperor or shogun gets the little magic core inside its tummy. So it's super... Oh, God, why are you stabbing me? Why are you stabbing me? You're stabbing me so bad. Oh, this blood is weird. Why is it all red? That's how it goes. Okay. He takes a while to die. I was happy, though, that he wasn't alive when you got to him, because I thought there'd be more of this.
Thank God. Thank God for that.
Who wants to hear that voice over and over, Matt?
I wish this character wasn't in the game. I mean, that's how strongly I feel about it. I wish this game didn't exist. And if that means Dark Souls and Bloodborne and etc. don't exist, I'll fucking take that trade any day of the week.
He's dead. Oboro, I guess, excavates the magic core from inside him, and you walk by the body. You can walk over his body.
Do you think it's in his tummy or in his bowels, or like where is it?
Tummy. I just assumed. Yeah, in the tummy, just like a symbiote.
Be the tum-tum.
Like a venom. Oh, Matt, now it's 10 minutes of me searching this palace room for the secret exit.
I'm not going to watch this.
I'm just
so
noting.
your notes say that we
No,
defeat the Lord of
right
Earth,
past my
and
heart
I'd like
out.
to know what that means. Do we fight him again here?
No, we defeated the Hydra last time, and now it's the fight with the Lord of Earth. Because we get there, and Oberon awakens the Lord of Earth, and the Ice Queen's like, or he's about to, and the Ice Queen's there, and he's like, well, I'll give this to you. And the Ice Queen's like, oh, yeah, that's great. He's like, well, if you do what I say and give me the power I need, I'll totally give this to you. And she's like, I have a counteroffer. Sorry, Matt, I'm talking for both characters again.
Yeah.
She has a counteroffer. The counteroffer is that she kills him. Dead.
Good.
Yep. Don't try to make deals with this devil golem. She bad lady.
No. Well, these people are bad people too, so I don't blame her. Hey, if you think about it, she's kind of like the Punisher. Like, her methods are bad, but what she's doing the wrong thing? I don't know. Did you see
everyone in
Yokohama?
Yokohama.
That school?
She froze them
Fuck that
to death.
With bad teachers that try to kill the students.
If you think about it, freezing somebody to death, instantly freezing somebody to death
the
is not a bad way to go.
younglings.
I mean, Oboro just let someone bleed out. That's not good. What a bad guy. So we then walk in, and there's 2 devil golems. That's where he gets the flashing. Sorry, I was wrong before. And this is where you defeat the Lord of Earth. You got a big boss fight against the Lord of Earth. He does that attack that... unfortunately, Yuki's super weak to it because he's Earth and she's water. But that does mean that her attacks do a lot of damage. So that's good, right?
I just kept her in the back. So you have to use that... force pain move in order to do any real damage to this guy. But once you do that, it stops him from because he heals himself and he steals your fucking EP, which is your MP basically. It sucks. It's not a fun fight, but I did it. And that's where this chunker ends. Johnny, where are we playing to next week?
Next week? That's a good question. Matt, I forgot. But let me find... I think the best source for a walkthrough is actually the True Achievements Guide. Especially for the 360 version.
Well, Johnny looks for that. I'm going to read an email.
Yeah, do it.
Do it.
It's called... No, I'm not going to be able to pronounce these correctly. It's going to be terrible.
Good.
Miyazaki and Enchanted Arms.
Oh, yeah.
Dear Squoots, on a recent episode, I heard you say Enchanted Arms was directed by the Dark Souls guy, Miyazaki. The Dark Souls guy's full name? Hidetaka Miyazaki. From Soft Game, Miyazaki makes perfect sense. It turns out it was another Miyazaki who directed Enchanted Arms.
What?
Masato Miyazaki.
What?
Although not as successful as Hizutaka, Masato went on to work as lead graphic designer for Demon Souls, and then did work on multiple Resident Evil games. Although he'd probably be super annoyed whenever people confuse him with the more popular, more successful, and potentially more talented Hidetake Miyazaki, I think he'd appreciate having his game featured on your show. Not that he's dead or anything. Anyway, keep up the great work as you learn why Enchanted Arms was the first and only game Masato Miyazaki directed.
Johnny, you've made terrible racists of us all.
Well, okay. If there was, like what I'm saying is, imagine if there was someone named Disney who made like cartoons in the 50s and it was like from the Disney company, and like, oh, Disney made this. I feel like that's not racist, but I also feel like I was wrong and a
You've
little
made
racist.
fools of us
It's
all.
not racist, it's just mistaken.
It's a little racist.
God damn it.
I'm sorry. Vanessa, can you play my apology song?
Johnny's very sorry. Johnny was so wrong. He thought that it was Hideaki, but it wasn't all along. We're sorry, Mr. Masato. We really like your game.
Don't lie in your song.
And never again will we confuse your name.
That was a beautiful song.
It was fantastic. Vanessa, can you sing my apology song, which is a different, distinct song?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm not sorry, my name's Matt. I'm not sorry, I have a cat. I'm not sorry, so fuck you. I'm not sorry, you're made of poo.
That's a
Excellent.
beautiful song.
Fantastic
Anyway, listeners,
song.
I'm sorry for misleading you this whole time. I've even apologized on my Blue Sky for this error. Thank you for noting that I have mistaken the Miyazakis. I feel terrible, and frankly, I should jump off that cliff from Midsummer. That's what I'm thinking.
You
Johnny,
probably think the guy
no.
that made Dark Souls is the same guy that directed Grave of Fireflies, you son of a bitch.
No, that's a
Anyway.
different Miyazaki. I knew that was a different Miyazaki.
Racist. Hey, Johnny, would you like to... We've got a Golem corner here, as we've noted several times. Vanessa's not playing, so I doubt she's got one. And I don't care about the Golems and don't synthesize them, so I can't contribute. But do you have a favorite Golem this week that you recruited that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, I recruited one of those priestess ladies, and I named her Robo
The
Vanessa.
Bangmates?
She's a
no.
I named her Robo Vanessa because she's got a big, thick head of hair, just like the real Vanessa.
That's not where I thought you were going with that.
Oh,
No, me either. But I'm happy it was.
that's why I named her Robo Vanessa.
This whole podcast was about to break up.
What?
And I enchant people with my dance.
Yeah, it's true.
So you named the Bang Priestess after Vanessa.
I didn't think she was a Bang priestess, but I guess she is. Sorry,
Yeah,
Vanessa.
I mean, she's got no pants on, so that's weird.
Vanessa, how does the apology song for this go?
Johnny, I don't think that you owe me an apology for this. I think she does look like me. I'm not wearing any pants at the moment. I'm wearing a skirt, thank you very much. As I said, it's warm out. And it says that she uses the power of dance without a moment's hesitation, just like me.
Well, she's got like a
Johnny.
robe on. It's not like she's naked. She's got big robes on.
All right, last chance, Johnny. Where are we playing to next week? Say it now, or it's just going to be up in the air. Play as long as you want.
Defeat
5
the
minutes.
defeat the mystery man in Gravekeep Home.
Whoa, Gravekeep Home. We're going to have to kill Makoto? That's a bummer.
And this is where the game kind of starts branching off for optional content before the end. So this is
Oh, good.
the Penis Ultimate episode coming up. So
Great.
we'll have to set that a week-long vote, I guess.
Yeah, we really need to get that out there then. Let's talk about it tomorrow. Hey, what are you squarely against, Johnny?
I am squarely against I guess how passive Sayaka is, she learns her lesson that she would have been a better like protector for Tokimune if she actually challenged him when he was being nutso. But she didn't, and that led his brain to atrophy, basically. I kind of think that she's putting too much pressure on herself. That wasn't her fault. She was just trying to do her job. But yeah, it is good to challenge people, especially leaders. That's why democracy and accountability are important to have a functioning government.
Hot
That's
take.
my hot take.
Yeah. You know what? I disagree. What every country needs is just a king who is above the law and can do whatever the fuck they want. And that won't ever cause any problems, ever. And I think that the United States of America is a testament to the fact that kings are great.
Mm-hmm. And what are you squarely against, Matt?
Oh, I'm squarely against that ascetic monk. That guy was a douchebag. He sucked.
He was the Stuart
And
Wellington
also, he
of the
refused
game.
to help this kid who's like dying of armitis or whatever until he finds out that he knows his daughter. Fucking Nepo, dude. Relax. Like, why don't you just be a good person and not only help people that know your daughter, you fucking jackass. This guy sucks. Boo. What about you, Vanessa? What are you squarely against?
I'm squarely against Atsuma. He is so stupid. He can't control himself. I don't know why anyone likes him.
I don't think anybody does.
I guess maybe the other characters don't like him because they're always threatening to kill him or kick him. There was a great line in this chunker that I enjoyed where when Karine finds out that she can go with Atsuma into the temple, she says, "Oh, good, I didn't want to miss your death," or something like that.
Okay.
And that was beautiful.
She has the hots for him, though, which sucks and doesn't make sense. And it's stupid and it
know.
sucks. It's bad.
So that's what I am squarely against. I'm also squarely against not going to bed right now. So I'll see you guys next time.
Whoa.
Finger gun, finger gun, finger gun.
What'd you
Level
do
up for
for to
Vanessa.
level up? She wrote a love story to Tim Key. That was her
Okay.
level up.
That makes sense. Bye, Vanessa.
Bye, Vanessa.
All right. Well, let's quickly knock out our final segment of the show. And that's the segment where we like to level up. Vanessa wrote a love story to Tim Key. Jim is getting yet another hair transplant. The guy's addicted to him. It's disturbing. Johnny, how did you level up?
I feel like I should buy some wigs. Don't you, Matt? Like,
No.
I think it'd be fun just to have some hair just for funsies. I get like a Bieber wig.
I mean, maybe it's different for you, but I've, of course that's crossed my mind as a bald man. But then I think, like, how do you ever take it off? Like, what's that like?
I
Like,
think
hey,
that
baby.
it has to look as fake as possible. So it's like
Oh,
that
no.
would be the only way I'd do it, is if it looks super silly and fake. Like, I wouldn't do it to try and trick people. I'd just do it because, I don't know, it's just a hair hat. And sometimes
Is
you
this
want to
how
wear a
you
hair
leveled
hat.
up?
That's not how I leveled up. I leveled up by playing Need for Speed Unbound with my
Cool.
friend Julio, and that was really fun online.
Did you guys
I
play it down at the schoolyard?
No, we were playing it in the city that it takes place in, Steel Ridge, or I don't know what it's called.
I
But,
bet Julio's heard that joke so many times that it enrages him when he hears it now.
You know what doesn't, like, he's such a calm, unangry guy, but if you call him Jules, that genuinely makes him mad.
What about Hools?
I think just mispronouncing his name in general is like a sore spot for him. He doesn't like that.
You think a lot of people called him Julio when he was growing up?
Yes. He
Weird.
grew up in Letterkenny part of Canada. So yeah, that makes sense. Anyway,
Is that a
so
province, or I don't know what you're talking about.
well, where he grew up around where Letterkenny was filmed is what I'm saying. He and I played that it has a mode, like an extraction mode, like all those extraction shooters that are coming out, but this is an extraction driving game where it keeps getting, there's like a circle, and if you go outside the circle, you instantly get 5 stars wanted level, and all the cops are coming after you, but you're like completing races and stuff and trying to earn enough money, and then there's a truck that your car gets on that comes by every 5 minutes, and so you're trying to get on this truck. It was actually it was really fun. I had a good time.
That's cool. Is that like the newest one?
Yeah, Unbound. Sorry, that's Need for Speed Unbound. That's the one that's kind of got like a cell shaded for all the characters in the game, like an anime style, and like little. You can customize the kind of smoke that comes out of your tires and effects around your car as it speeds up in very cartoon ways that are very cute, and I like the style of it a lot.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's by Criterion, and they are the best, one of the best racing game makers. Like they made the Burnout games and stuff.
Wow,
they're really
I'm surprised
good.
they had time for that when they're between curating all those old movies.
Yeah, they do have a lot of their fingers in a lot of pies, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. And also, they wrote that Jurassic Park book. Crazy.
Yep. Michael Criterion. What about you, Matt? How did you level up? I ask as he honks his nose.
I was honking my nose, but you know what? I use the mute button. You're not muted.
I know.
Okay? I heard your lips smacking, motherfucker.
Well, because I'm
anyway
not using this mic to talk to you.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, I know last week I made a big stink about it, but I did watch Sinners.
Oh,
it was great.
Oh.
I thought it was fantastic. Now, I know that I know Jim and Vanessa saw it. Did you see Sinners?
Not yet. That'll be on my list of movies. Maybe I'll watch because I took some time off next week. So
nice.
I'm gonna watch some movies. Maybe go to the cinema. Maybe go on a boat.
I watched Sinners. I thought it was fantastic. Michael B. Jordan, fantastic. The rest of the cast, fantastic. It was a lot of fun. It's not. I thought it was like a horror movie, and it's not. I think it's more of like a kind of actiony thriller. But it's very good. There's one scene that a lot of people have been talking about. I don't want to say much about it because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. Other than I'll say it's the music scene. There's a scene that centers around music that I thought was silly. I've heard a lot of people say that they loved it and that's great or whatever, but I thought it was goofy as fuck and did not add much to the movie. I don't know why it was in it, but otherwise, I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it and would highly, highly recommend seeing it. It's great. Good fun time. Not, bloody, but not like super gory. Not a bunch of jump scares and bullshit like that. Just like a good thriller where like the situation is scary and interesting and fucked up and good time. I don't want to say much because, not everybody's seen it. I also have continued to read that Cradle series that I mentioned last week. I read like 2 more books in that fucking series. I'm on book 8 now.
Is that the one with the bloops?
Yep, that's the one with the bloops at the end. It is very much getting to the point in the series that it's kind of turning into. It's always been heavily like anime-ish influenced, but about halfway through the series, it starts getting outrageous, and now it has become like a Dragon Ball, basically. Like just people using crazy powers to throw each other into mountain sides, and the mountains explode, and goofy shit like that. But you know what? It really works. It's a good fun time, and I really enjoy it. Haven't finished the whole series yet, but Will White's Cradle series, the first book is Unsold. Definitely go check that out if you are a reader like myself. And it's probably more along the YA spectrum. I wouldn't quite put it there, but it certainly doesn't have, sex scenes and people murdering each other. Well, there's a little murder, but not a ton. I like it a lot. So check out that Cradle series. Look it up. And that is how I leveled up. We've already done our emails, Johnny, so I guess it's time for us to talk about Patreon.
What's the bonus this month?
Wow.
I believe
our
is.
Patreon. Yep, our Patreon bonus this month is Metaphor Refantasio. We're playing the first month of the game, so not heavy spoilers. If you haven't played it and you're interested, check it out. But if you have played it, obviously you'll be fine. We're not going to spoil major plot stuff, but the first, 5-10 hours of the game we're going to talk about. So get ready for that. That'll be exciting. come check us out at patreon.com/squarerootspodcast. We have over 100 bonus episodes available for you at this point. And at the $5 tier, you can vote on upcoming games, and we will be putting a vote up probably this week that this episode is released. So if you want to vote on the next game, come sign up, log in, say hi. We don't use it for much other than votes and bonus episodes, so it's not like a chit-chatty community. That's the Discord, but
yeah.
Anyway. But one thing that we do every week is we like to read the names of all of our Patreons a chunker at a time. And I'll start us off by thanking Gigantified Micro Space Hamster, Dr. Fine, Say Everyone's Name, Tracy, the Borg Queen, Hexagon, Kodab Games, Respectable Name, Jesse's Mom's Pizza, Chris Sasaki, Chad Wilson, and definitely a real non-AI person.
I'd like to thank Ron, Eric Pidkameni, Stephen Paget, Andy M., Himbo Baggins, Cameron Shoei, Mostly Rational Person, Anthony Lerma, Joshua W. Broxson, Sean Gonzalez, Butts on Parade, Sergeant Spaghetti, Daniel Wood, David Green, William Westgard, Vanessa's Mom, Tom, Cyril the Wolf, Militant Decency, and Seth G.
All right. Thank you for listening. Please send us an email. Our email address, squarerootspodcast@gmail.com.
Make sure they aren't devastating and horrifying.
Yeah, make sure they don't ruin us and get us canceled. But no, actually, that's fine too. It's good to know and learn.
We appreciated it.
Yeah, we do. If you prefer to contact us via other means, we are on Facebook at the Square Roots Podcast Group for Smart, Cool, Very Attractive People. We're on Blue Sky at squarerootspod.bsky.social. And of course, we have a very active Discord. You can come chit-chat with us live and in person there. But you will have to email us, Facebook us, Beaskeet us for the link.
Mm-hmm. Please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Ghana, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks to Stephen Morris for our Square Roots theme. You can find Stephen on YouTube. Links in the show notes.
For the Square Roots Podcast, I'm Matthew Van Zant.
I'm Johnny Brandon.
I'm Vanessa.
Well, I'm Jim Banks. I don't know why.
That's a pretty good, like, Jim doing a silly voice impression.
Yeah.
He does do that kind of voice.
Bye.
Ooh,
boy.
a shorty, comparatively.
Yeah, is it? What are we at here? 211?
210.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. I guess I can't find that
I'm
fucking
ready.
duck, and it's all I can think about now.
I will watch. If you send me that link, I will watch that duck. Whatever that duck is. You know, I like a good puppet video, like Danny. But I wouldn't have Danny as my puppet because I'm white, and it would be weird.
Danny's white?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, Danny's
I
not
mean,
white.
the man that plays
Danny's
Danny
puppeteer
is white.
is white.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Christian puppet duck.
I'm putting a lot of great pictures. I took a lot of great stills again this chunker, Vanessa. So I'm just gonna quickly, while Matt's searching that, I'm just gonna quickly put those into the chat.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. Did you take any great stills, Vanessa? Oh, I guess it's hard for you too.
I did.
Yeah.
It's hard for me.
Why is it hard for you? Is your finger broken?
No, but
You'd have.
I'm not a skilled photographer.
Yeah, she'd have to.
No, you know what? I'm not going to hide my truth. I'm not going to hide
Well,
my
you could
bushel
take stills of
under
a
a
YouTube
light.
video. You just have to be really, really fast capturing with that Windows print screen.
Yeah, except I've been watching it on my television.
Oh, yeah.
The ducks in the chat.
What?
Ducks in the chat.
So,
yes.
Ducks in the chat. Oh, that's my favorite kid song. The ducks in the chat and the silver spoon. Nope, that's not how it goes.
Little boy duck and the man and the moon.
Okay.
What was I talking about?
What?
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
I wasn't
I'm not going to hide my
expecting
light
this.
under a bushel. I think
No, we're talking about duck now.
Oh, all right.
I love to be a duck for Jesus.
I love to be a ducky for the Lord.
I got news for you. This is not copyrighted.
All right. Here's what I have to say, and I'm going to say it. I think that reading a book and
Use
listening
your
to
mute
an
button,
audiobook
John.
are both valid ways of reading a book. And I think that playing a game and watching a video of a game on YouTube are both valid ways of enjoying a game.
False.
So,
That is a false comparison. I'm sorry. You can.
I'm not going to hide the fact.
You can read a book with your eyes. You can listen to somebody read it, and it doesn't really change anything. When you watch a video game, it's not the same as playing a video game because one is a passive experience and one is an active experience. And also, you can do one while you're working during the day and not really pay attention to it versus what I have to do, which is torture myself for 6 hours every weekend.
I played some of the game. I played enough of it that I can sympathize with the game mechanics when I see them.
That's cool. I played enough of the game that I'm 400 hours into it and I wish I was dead.
Where was that filmed?
The Duck for Jesus
Probably Canada.
video? I have no way of knowing that, John.
I don't know. Is it Colonial Williamsburg or is it Quebec City? Is it? I guess it must be North American. That's a very old. That's like a 17th century North American relic that they're abusing for this. And why is the duck wearing a fez?
Because it loves to be a duck for Jesus.
Let me see.
Loves to be a ducky for the Lord.
There's a windmill by the house where on the island I grew up on in near Montreal that was built in 1707.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are there ducks there?
There are sometimes, yeah. I mean, there's quite a lot.
Well, we might have solved our mystery.
But it's not that building. It's just the same age, sort of, that early colonial architecture.
Do you think the ducks around it are ducks for Jesus?
Probably, I don't know. Well, they'd be Catholic. They're probably converted to Catholicism. This is all French.
Catholics
colonies.
still worship Jesus, Johnny.
I know, they just don't do like that.
Catholics ain't Christians, says
I
Johnny
didn't
Grandin
say
of the
that.
Square Roots podcast.
I
I'm
can
just
see
saying-
a Catholic priest doing that as a trap.
I'm just saying that they don't do the same kind
Yeah,
of...
what are we doing? Can we do the quest log?
All right,
That's
quest
what you get
log.
for making me watch a South Park game this week,
Wow.
I didn't make you do
You
anything.
bullied me into it. You hit me.